Hello, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram leadership team, and big week for Michigan sports here, obviously. Big Saturday coming up, go green. But just wanted to touch base with you. We're winding down October here. Looks like we're going to finish up fixed ops and used cars Saturday and new cars on Monday. We got a carryover day for new cars. But happy Halloween, happy sports weekend. And let's have a great close. I touched base with just about everybody or looked at gross trends for October. Everything's shaping up pretty nicely here. I would say sales department grosses look fantastic in new and used cars at both dealerships. And fixed ops, a little bit more of a struggle with gross, and particularly in the service department. Looks like parts is going to come in relatively good, and collision shop is going to come in pretty good as well. I do know we're all struggling with parts availability and battling through that, so I appreciate the efforts of battling today's challenges. I will say also thank you to all of you for keeping the ship straight and going where we're going here. I know we have a lot of distractions with the new dealership, at least I do, so a lot going on and maybe not seeing you guys face to face as much as normal, but certainly appreciate you. And like I said, it looks like the numbers are coming in really good. So looks like everybody's super engaged and doing a great job. I got a few things I want to go over, so bear with me as I kind of go through my notes here. As far as SSI and CXI and all the hoops that we got to jump through regarding customer first and customer experience and SSI, it looks like everything's really coming in pretty nicely. I looked at the scores this morning. Everything is pretty much green when I'm looking at SSI. I know there's a whole bunch of different questions within that group. The only, I guess, negative is that we don't have a lot of returns. We're one of the lower return dealerships for our region here. However, the numbers are good, so no real complaints from me other than if we do get a challenging one here in the last 48 hours, it could impact us pretty big because we don't have a ton of returns. But on the positive side, it looks like everything's good. Like I said, SSI, all the questions are in the green. It looks like CX, we're in the green. It looks like connectivity, we're in the green. OS Plus, we're in the green. And all of that adds up to a solid month for October. So I appreciate all the efforts there. I know all those hoops are not easy. I know customers are challenging. That somewhat sound like a broken record. But you guys know it. You see it front line every day with these customers' expectations, and they're frustrated before they walk in the door and whatnot. And for us to continually do what we do with our culture, certainly I think helps. But I know on the front lines we're battling every day, especially in service. We've had a lot of kind of turnover within service advisors. So keeping them engaged and on the program and understanding our culture, and change is never easy. So good job there with the CX scores. I just want to touch base, before we get into some other things here on cash flow. We talk about this a lot. I text you a lot. It's vitally important. I got to tell you, when you're opening up a new dealership, it's extremely important. It's important every day, as you know, and I think I've preached for many years how important that is. But even more so when we got, a lot of different balls in the air with buying furniture and buying equipment. Furniture obviously for the new store, furniture for White Lake, furniture for Highland, and the cash flow is just crucial at this point in time. We got a lot of expenditures going on. So, I looked at CITs. Both CITs currently today have 10 contracts over 8 days. I know generally you guys send me a revised version of that. Derek Illis is very good at that. Let me know what's going on. Maybe it's in funding and it hasn't hit our bank account yet. But there are a couple over there, in particular at Chrysler Jeep, that look like they're a little aged. I know the Raytech one is picking up an old date, so I know that one says 42 and that's inaccurate, but there's a couple other ones well over 20 days. So take a look at those. I will say aged receivables and warranty receivables reports both look a little sloppy. We were getting really good on tightening that cash flow portion of our focus up very well, and it looks a little sloppy right now. I know I talked to Derek Rose in particular about the warranty part. I've been pushing everybody on the aged receivables, and I just want to make sure we continue to stay focused. These days go by very quickly, and these weeks go by very quickly, and these months are rolling by. We're already in November almost, and it gets away from you really, really fast. So if there's one thing I beg you for on the leadership team, everybody, is take time out, carve time out, look at those reports daily, and make sure we're doing our due diligence not to assume something is going correctly. If it's aged for a reason, and we got to stay on top of those. I was at a meeting recently, and I just wanted to share a few things that I thought were important. Dealer plates are going to be not renewed in February, but tabs are going to be renewed. So make sure we're keeping our dealer plates organized and we know where they're at, because when the tabs come in February, we're going to have to put new tabs on them, and the same people with the same plate are going to basically keep the same plate. They're just going to get a new tab. So heads up on that. They did mention that the tab renewals can be done online. So, Dina, Jamie, Cecily, Joanne, I think that's important for you guys to know, but you probably already know that. Used car managers, very important to not display used vehicles for sale that we don't have a title on. They brought this up in the meeting again, and I think they hit 2 dealers recently. They just walked in, and violations were recorded regarding used vehicles for sale on the lot, and they did not have titles in the title book. So heads up on that. I will tell you, I've been working directly with some people in Lansing. In fact, the president of Michigan Auto Dealers Association reached out to me and contacted Jamie in the office, and we are pushing hard to find a way to be able to list vehicles for sale that are off lease. And they've looked at an entire lease purchase paperwork process of ours that they are looking at the Secretary of State. We gave them an example, and it looks like they're making some headway. They had a very good focused group meeting with multiple people from the Secretary of State, from lobbyists, from Lansing, some representatives from DADA, MADA were also in that meeting. They all know how much we complain about that issue and how important it is. I gave them our example. I know at Jeep we had 83 vehicles on the ground that day, and we had 37 for sale, and the rest were missing titles for various reasons. The biggest reason was lease buyouts. So stay tuned, but I think we're gonna get some good news on that sometime down the road here from the Secretary of State. I know we have a promotion going right now with 3 tires get 4th for free, so make sure we are communicating that to our customers. That's a good promotion, usually very successful in Metro Detroit, and make sure we let our employees know as well. I think I saw some marketing at both dealerships regarding that, but make sure we got the awareness high on that particular program. I know there's another issue on Customer First regarding RO counts per advisor. They're taking another look at that. And then they're also looking at the matrix situation on the pay part of CSI being tied to new car volume. So I think they're going to, down the road here in the near future, tie it to number of ROs versus number of new car sales. So stay tuned for that. The lifetime warranty issue continues. A lot of people complaining about that at this meeting. It looks like they've continued to offer that $2,500 to $3,500 rebate to get people out of a vehicle that has that warranty on the vehicle. So if you have a customer that has a lifetime warranty, and they're looking at potentially, getting into another vehicle, or they're just around service, make sure we communicate with them. They qualify for an extra $2,500 to $3,000, and rebates are very limited right now because of the inventory issues, and that is massive for those people. If the vehicle is worth less than those rebates, they'll actually buy the customer out. So if you get a car, that's on a lifetime warranty that's worth, $2,500, and the repairs are $4,000, the lifetime warranty folks will actually buy them out of that car. So that's another thing that they've been doing. And then just a few more other updates. I guess the most important and most exciting news is what's going on with our new dealership in Lyon Township. As you know, as a lot of you know, maybe not all of you know, we finally, after months of extreme pressure on many different people, we finally got our dealer code last night. This trips everything, right? So now we can order cars, we can order parts, we can start utilizing Dealer Connect. It went live last night. Our website's going to go live. We're going to start getting leads. We can start doing training. We started putting people in the system already. So that's all fantastic news. That was a huge step. That was very hard to get done, way harder than I anticipated. They don't want to give a dealer code until you get a final occupancy permit from the state and from the township. Certainly we're not there yet, but we're getting very close. So we convinced them to give us a temporary permit to start accepting vehicles over there and start accepting parts over there. We agree to have very limited personnel over there until we get our full occupancy permit, but it did allow us to get our dealer code, so I'm super grateful for that. Next steps at New Hudson are the seller's license, dealer sellers, new car sellers license, and used car sellers license from the state of Michigan. We have everything we need to get over to the state of Michigan, and we're waiting on Lyon Township to sign a form that, again, we kind of get into this box of, they don't want to sign the form for the state until we have a final occupancy permit. So again, it's kind of the same battle that we had with dealer code issue for these next licenses. Go green. However, I have some friends up at Michigan Auto Dealers that work very closely and direct with Secretary of State, who has basically the power over this particular situation. And Terry Burns, who also spoke, the same person that spoke to Jamie, also said if we need help pushing that through, to reach out to him. So I'm not quite there yet. I'm still working with the township, Lyon Township that is, to get a form signed. Once we get that form signed from them, we can move forward and get this seller's license, which will allow us to sell cars, and our repair license, which will allow us to start repairing cars. So that's next on the priority list, and I'm working diligently. I know everybody's anxious to get in there. White Lake, I want to give you the White Lake update. It's very good. However, it does continue to sound somewhat like a broken record. So, I think I explained to you, we sent over our 50% drawings to the CBRE, which is the consultants of this Jeep-only mission, and they work directly with Chrysler to put this program together. They accepted the 50%. Once we got the 100%, which we submitted about a month or so ago, they kicked it back with like 5 different requests. However, if you recall, the big one was the aluminum paneling on the outside, and we've overcome that one. We're good with that one. They asked for like 5 more smaller things with paint, although they want us to paint some walls that we really don't want to paint. But we finally said yes to basically all 5 and resubmitted the 100% again back to them. Last week, we thought they were going to say, okay, since you approved the 5 items, you're good to go. However, they came back with 3 more items. Apparently, the final guy that signs off on it still wants the east wall and west wall painted in this pelican gray or flat gray. And we're still kind of pushing back on that. So they did give us 3 more items that we needed to adhere to. This is again on the second 100% going back and forth. So Friday morning, our architect is going to submit our third 100% drawings, showing that 2 of the 3 are going to make we're okay with, but 1 of the 3 we're not okay with. So our architect has been in communications with them. They seem to think that they're just going to sign off on it one way or the other, saying approved, you don't have to paint those walls, or approved, you have to paint those walls. So I don't think it's going to go back and forth one more time. I think they're just going to sign it, but that'll get submitted on Friday. But we're like this close to the Jeep only, so it is definitely going to happen. We've spent a lot of money with architectural design and drawings, and we are committed to getting that done over at White Lake. So that again will trip, the next dominoes, which are the furniture, which also gets filtered over to Dodge Ram. So basically, White Lake and Dodge Ram will either have repurposed furniture from White Lake or new furniture, or a combination of both, which will be great. And I know Derek Rose is working on, now I'm kind of jumping over to Highland, but he's working on the process we're going to use for the flooring over at the service drive-thru, which we're going to redo. And the flooring at Dodge, we still have kind of been battling internally with each other as to, do we rip out that carpeting and make it tile, or do we just keep it simple, stupid, and put new carpeting in there? So I think once the furniture, domino falls, we'll finally get pushed in the corner. We have to make a decision. What are we doing? Are we putting tile down? Are we putting carpeting down? So stay tuned on that. But that will be obviously for both new and used cars over at White Lake and Highland for furniture, and the flooring will be at both new cars and used cars at Highland. So that's, I think, pretty much what I have. And again, I just wanted to say, thank you. It looks like we're going to have a soft opening of Lyon Township ZOT I-96 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in mid to late November, meaning we're going to be over there working and selling cars and servicing vehicles. We may not have aluminum signing up on that yet because it's on back order, although we have Chrysler pushing and has committed to us that they're pulling that forward. So stay tuned. Hopefully that will be up soon. And then we have 2 things going on with kind of grand openings over there that affect all, I think, locations, including Ford and Toyota. But the first is our Ally Tuesday, virtual giving is what is coming up right there after Thanksgiving, and Giving Tuesday it's called. But right around that time period, somewhere right after Thanksgiving there, early December, we're going to be doing an Ally soft grand opening where they're going to be broadcasting live and talking about our new location and our current locations and everything ZOT Auto Group does for the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. The morning crew from 99.5, again, will be broadcasting live. We're thinking probably in Lyon Township. And they're going to be also running a bunch of advertising and giving us, a donation of $10,000 on top of it for Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. So we love Ally. They've been fantastic partners. Again, one of the reasons we push so hard to hit their bogeys, because they've always been there for us, and we have to be there for them as well. So that's the first one. The second one is a direct large grand opening Saturday, December the 11th. That is going to be also with 99.5, and their basically their father's, I say their father, their larger company that owns all those radio stations will be behind this spend, but it will be through 99.5. So we will be doing, again, another live broadcast on Saturday, December 12th, but it's also going to encompass a grand opening with a lot of hoopla. Stay tuned. We have some pretty cool ideas, making sure that we grab everybody's attention in the region, Metro Detroit region, which is also very good for all the stores because it just raises awareness about our locations. And that should be a lot of fun. So put that one on the calendar. Another reminder on Sunday, December 5th from 4 to 7:30 is our Zott Auto Group holiday party, our Christmas party. So we're going to be looking for RSVPs on that shortly. Again, that will be at STS Athletics, the Lift restaurant, which is previously known as 59 West, so same location. We have the bounce houses all lined up for all the kids. We have Santa's helpers with the temporary tattoos and balloons and all that good stuff. And we actually will have the entire place, not just the two ballrooms, but we'll have the whole restaurants in the front. We'll have the bowling room. We will have the golf simulator room. So huge, basically double the size for people to spread out and do some fun things. So looking forward to that event as well. That's always a successful one for everybody. Make sure everybody on the leadership team pumps that up with your teams for making sure we get great participation, which we usually do anyway. But it's always good to have you guys pushing as well. So again, thank you for everything you guys do. I will finish with this because I think it's necessary. So here we go. Oh yes. Oh yes. You know I had to do it. Big weekend. Fire up Green. Take out those Wolverines. 8-0, here we come. Thanks again. Go Green, baby.